As an evolving spirit and change adventure navigator, it is Kate's mission to empower and guide you on your path and inspire your truest passions. She will encourage you to share your gifts, speak your truth, and ignite your inner wisdom and purpose. She hopes to do so with a little humor and grace, and her own soulfire passion. Kate talks with amazing guests who have embraced the pursuit and are fanning the flames of their own passion, purpose, and soulfire wisdom. Now here's your host, Kate.
Good morning. Welcome to Soulfire Wisdom and our 7th episode or show of the Joy, Resilience, Connection, 3 days to start a joyfulness practice that fuels resilience. So we had a little problem getting on this morning. I had actually a scam attack on my computer that it took me a little while to get out of it and figure out that it was a scam. It was telling me that my computer was taken over by malware, and it kept talking to me in this loud voice. So anyway, we were a little bit delayed in starting, and because of that, Facebook kicked us off. So if you are on Facebook, I guess you're probably not seeing this, but we are still on LinkedIn and YouTube. So I'll post it later to the Facebook group. So today's episode is Attract, Envision, and Manifest Your Best Life. And my guest is Victoria Marie Gallagher. And she's a leader in hypnotherapy, a best-selling author, international speaker, life success coach, and a renowned authority on the law of attraction. She's dedicated to empowering people all over the world to successfully live a life of liberty aligned with their dreams through her effective meditative recordings and online courses. And she also does a podcast, The Power of Your Mind. And she exudes her passion for inspiring her listeners with great guests in the areas of self-development, mindset, discipline, habits, entrepreneurship, wealth, and relationships. So I'm just going to introduce her now. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Kate. It's so good to see you. And sorry to hear about your crazy experience this morning with the scam. That it's unfortunate, but I'm glad to see you here and you got it all sorted out. And I just want to really congratulate you on the launch of your new book. Simple Soul Thoughts is your journal, and then Living in Joyful Resilience.
Yes,
one's the journal and one's the book.
The Living in Joyful Resilience, a roadmap for navigating life's ups and downs, is a book, and then the journal is a Simple Soul Thoughts, collecting moments of joy. So
amazing.
The book is the yellow one, and the journal is the purple one.
Awesome. Oh, very cool. I love it.
Okay.
And people can get that starting today for like 99 cents on Amazon. So whoever's watching
actually, it's ending today at 99 cents. It was actually supposed to end tomorrow, but I extended it for one day. So the 99 cents will end at the end of today. But the paperback is posted today. I've had some people who just didn't want the digital format and were waiting for the paperback. So I'll let you know. I heard that it did get posted and will get distributed to other sites later today. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations on that, because it takes a lot to to write a book, and I just bought it now with one click while we're live. So
oh, great.
I
Thank
wanted to
you.
do that. Yeah. So yeah, it takes actually, yeah, I got both of them, journal, and I got the book. So there's one more for you. And I'll be sure to leave you a good review as well.
I appreciate that. You already didn't you already do one of the cover reviews, I think, or maybe not.
Maybe not. It doesn't sound familiar right off the top of my
No,
head, but
okay. No, you did you have a gift for the launch. That's it.
I do. I do. Yeah, it's actually my journal. It's actually a planner. It's kind of a
Yes.
combination. It's a planner, actually 2 years late. I have always wanted to do this, and um
Well, as long as it doesn't say 2020.
exactly. Maybe it was a good thing that it that I waited this long to launch the planner. But yeah, the planner is my free gift, for all of your listeners today.
Yeah, I think maybe it is because, for the last couple years, I think everybody has been in they couldn't plan anything because, we just were in such a, I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah,
state.
it's really interesting, because like this morning, I was writing in my journal. I have a manifesting challenge that's going on, and I'm actually taking it right along with my students. Like as a student. And so this morning it was about writing about your dream life and what you would be doing. And one of the things that I've done in the past, I've done a lot of, but I want to do a lot more of, is traveling. And where would you go? And it's like, it was kind of a weird, because it's now become a little bit of an unfamiliar territory in my brain. It used to be so much easier, but now there's like this block about it, because like there's certain places you just can't go.
Yeah.
I mean, logistically you just can't go. And so it's interesting, because it's like I'm not used to having the outside, obstacles. Like, I'm used to having complete control over, my whole life, what I do, where I go, when I go, how I go, who I go with, all of those things. So that is, it's kind of interesting, but I think it's going to start, you know, loosening up a little bit.
Hopefully. I'm not liking this. We're probably going to have to do this for the rest of our life, sort of things that I've been hearing. But I guess if that's the way it is, we'll have to adapt.
We're adaptable creatures, and we'll figure it out. There's been changes. We used to be able to meet our guests at the at the gate, and we kind of got used to not being able to do that. Uh, and carrying our little no more than 3-ounce bottles of liquid.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I
Yeah,
I think
I did that at the airport. It's been a while now, but I forgot that I had a water bottle in my purse, and I have the TSA pre-check, and so they caught that water bottle in my purse, and so then they had to check through everything. Like, I was trying to smuggle that water in, so I was suspicious.
oh, shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah. So let's talk about attracting, envisioning, and manifesting, and what that's all about, and how people can use that as a tool.
Absolutely. It's my favorite topic. We could start anywhere on that.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you decide where's a good place to start for, people that really just haven't done this before and want to know how to
Absolutely.
approach it.
Absolutely. So, you know, where it really begins, and what I find most people like getting stuck, at the very, very beginning is really it's about having that ultra clarity on what it is that you want to bring into fruition. I think a lot of people, they want a lot of things in a very vague way. I want a dream life, I want a dream car, I want a dream soulmate, I want a lot of money, and they say things, or they say things in a very vague way, but they don't really put a lot of, how do you define that? And, so it really begins, I believe the law of attraction is like having the courage to take a stand for what it is that you really want. Because, I think deep down inside in the soul, there is a heart's desire. There's a life purpose. There's something that you are meant for, that you're meant to have. And, and a few clues that yeah, allow you to see what it is that you're meant to have are kind of uh you know kind of counterintuitive. And when I say counterintuitive, I mean, you know, do I have cat up there? I do. So it's kind of counterintuitive. Um, because, we'll find ourselves like complaining about things and having a negative feeling about things, or sad or depressed, or frustrated or disappointed, because of such and such getting in our way, or not being able to have things. And it's so much easier for people to identify and complain about what they don't have. And so to me, that's a really, really good place to start, is to have that awareness, to notice as you're going throughout your day, what am I focusing on? What am I paying attention to? And is what I'm paying attention to getting me closer to what I want, or is it pulling me into and keeping me stuck in what I don't want? And it's really super easy to get into this conditioning and this thought pattern, because we think like 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are on autopilot, and most of them are like the same thoughts that we've been thinking every day for years. And so to try to turn that into, to try to even notice it is just that's a big deal in and of itself, just to notice, just to have the wherewithal. It's like, oh, I'm complaining about that again, I'm complaining about that again. Well, what does that mean when I complain about that? um it what does it mean that I do want? What would I prefer, to have instead of this? And it really, really starts there. And then lining up all parts of your being with, the thing that you do want. Well, how would I need to change my thinking in order to create that? Sorry, I got like, you ever get one of those little faint hairs in your lipstick?
Yes.
So how would I need to adjust my thinking on a regular basis, and like catching yourself, anytime, you start going down this, well, I don't have enough money, or my clients never show up on time, or there's not enough good men out there in the world or women out there in the world. Or for me, it's always about like my biggest complaint where I'm working on right now is trying to attract, not trying, but attracting the right help, into my business, people that do what they say they're
Yes,
going to do.
I saw your post about that.
Yes, exactly. And so I know for me, whenever I find myself, yep, see, they don't do what they say they're gonna do, that then I validate that ego of, that, yep, this is the way it is. Never going to find anybody good enough. Never going to find anybody who actually knows what they're doing. I'm going to end up stuck doing everything for the rest of my life. And so when I catch myself in doing that, then I have to turn that around and I've got to like adjust my attitude really about it. It's so much of an attitude, and I've got to believe and look for evidence and proof out there in the world. It's like, well, obviously, clearly, the fact that all these other apps are doing amazing and getting their marketing out, and they work properly, and they get a lot of great reviews and all of that. That's evidence that there
That's
actually are.
yes, somebody must know how to do it.
Somebody must know how to do this, right? There must be,
Yeah.
amazing. And so, just, adjusting that belief system and noticing, when you hit, you get stuck in that old belief, and really looking at that and adjusting it to, okay, yes, I can have what I want, because you know what? Other people have what they want. And if other people can have what they want, so can I. So it
Yeah.
it really starts with that process, that truth, that awareness, that being willing to admit what you want, and something needs to change. And some things are always changing anyway. So we
And
might as well be.
and getting rid of the limiting beliefs or the fears that you might have attached to it. Like, I hear people all the time say, and I've said it myself, about, finding your soulmate or your person, whatever you want to call it. They'll say, I'd really like to find someone, but I'm afraid they'll be, or they'll do, or they'll, and when you
Yes.
have that I'm afraid energy there, you can't attract anything but that thing you're probably afraid of. So,
Well, it's so true. And, and it's due to the fact that we have this part of our mind, our reticular activating system, that really, it's there to filter out all the stuff that's going on all around us, that we don't really have time to pay attention to everything. Otherwise, we'd go crazy. And so it's a real good little like filter that just filters out everything that's always, coming at you. And but the only way that it knows how to filter all of that stuff is based on what you focus on and what's in your belief system. And so when we say, it's like, I don't want somebody that's going to cheat on me, or I don't want somebody that's going to be mean to me, or that's going to break up with, or whatever. When we focus on these quality, it's like, oh my God, I keep attracting the same kind of guy over and over again. Why do I do that? Well, why you do that is because that's what
that's
you've
what you're
trained
looking
yourself.
for.
Yes. And it's not intentional. Most people don't know this. We're not taught this stuff in school. This is like, you have to kind of be on some sort of journey of personal development and awareness before you're ever even gonna like know about most of these things. You got to be taught how, I mean, we didn't get a user manual for the brain. We didn't get a user manual for the heart. We didn't get a user manual for the body. We didn't get any of these user
Well,
manuals.
Unintentionally, our parents kind of train us into that, you know, look out for the things that, that might be harmful to you sort of mindset.
It's
Because
true.
they are trying to protect you, but not realizing that, as far as attracting and finding your way in the world, um, having that cautious and fearful mindset is
And
not, yeah, is not
and
the
not only is your and it is unintentional. I mean, your parents don't have this, you know, um, they didn't come with a user manual either. And so they're doing their best. But just like our parents are looking out for us and trying to protect us, and it's all coming from a positive intention. Um, it's the same thing with our limiting beliefs that get stuck in our subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind's sole job is to protect us. I mean, it's the sole, and so anything that we're not acting on that we know we should do, and there's always some kind of like a positive benefit. There's like a positive intention that you're getting out of that. If you're not taking action on starting your business, well, there's a perfectly good reason, maybe why you don't believe that you can succeed in that, or you're holding on to beliefs that you can succeed in that. And it's because, I mean, at the root, you're afraid that you won't succeed, and you'll run out of money, and you end up starving to death. I mean, like
poor and
literally
destitute, living on the street.
living
No.
on the street, or embarrassing yourself, having
Yeah.
there's all of these things that our brains are constantly trying to prevent us from having to experience. But it's through these experiences that we learn. It's through taking risks, and it's through taking chances that we learn. And so we have to learn how to identify what some of those beliefs are, and then really challenge those beliefs. Like, is this really true? How likely is that really going to occur? Are there some legitimate logical ways that I can protect myself? Because the subconscious mind's protecting you, but maybe it's protecting you, it's like overprotective, and it's doing it in a way that's hindering you rather than helping you. So
Yes, like in the example that I gave. Okay, if you're afraid to or reluctant to do the things you need to do to meet your soulmate because you're afraid you will meet somebody who will cheat on you. Okay, well, that's always possible. You could meet somebody who will cheat on you. There's never, ever a guarantee that that won't happen. But if you don't do the things that you need to do to meet people, you also won't meet somebody who might be, loyal and, a great partner. So, you have to decide if you're going to take that risk. And also, what if you did meet that person that might be a cheater? Can you look for red flags and maybe say, no, not this one?
yes, exactly. And I think that there's so many things that we can do to put ourselves out there and still protect ourselves at the same time. But we can protect ourselves in a way that helps us rather than hinders us. And like you said, I mean, you can learn about what are the signs, what do I need to look out for, and still be able to safely and comfortably put yourself out there. But everything, I believe, worth having requires some level of risk, requires some level of getting out of your comfort zone. Because if you really think about it, everything that we have right now is inside of our comfort zone. And everything that we want that we don't have is outside of our comfort zone. Otherwise we'd have it.
Yes. And, a lot of people, when they don't do something because they're afraid of failing or being embarrassed or whatever consequences might come, until you've done those things and failed at them and found out that, that isn't the end of the world. Okay, you failed, you learned something, and then the next time you do it better or do it differently.
Absolutely. And so reframing any of those failures, usually usually you can look back in your life and see those times when things didn't work out, that almost immediately, I've just noticed for me, and I don't know if other people have noticed, but almost immediately within a matter of, days, weeks, months, something even better came about. Because I think that, you have to create sort of like an opening in your life for something better to come up. And a lot of times that opening, it feels like a loss. It feels like something that didn't work out. But really it's just, there's our life is a series of beginnings and endings, births and deaths. Everything, has a beginning point and everything has an ending point. And that ending point can really feel a little bit like suffering sometimes, because we grow attached to having that thing be exactly like it is. But if we keep everything the same, we never grow and we never become who we were really meant to be. So we have to learn how to kind of let go and trust and detach and be open to things coming to an end, because when things come to an end, it always means that when one door closes, another one opens, and that opening is usually something better, especially if we can work on our mindset enough and change our beliefs to allow for ourselves to believe that something better is coming. If we expect the best, then that generally is going to be the case.
Yes, you have a little bit different philosophy than some of the other people that talk about the law of attraction and manifesting. And I found that interesting and helpful because sometimes the steps you have to also, as well as envisioning and wanting to attract, you have to take action.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes the steps in taking that action can feel like, failure or maybe the opposite of what you wanted to attract. But sometimes they're necessary steps in getting you to that place that you want to go. Like I had a client who came out of a relationship that didn't work, and she was very unhappy about that. But she described to me the kind of relationship she wanted. And the idea that occurred to me right away was she needed the growth from that previous relationship and what she learned in it in order to be ready to meet that person she was describing.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. It's so true. I had a relationship before my husband that didn't work out, and I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried so hard, to make this relationship work out. And so when, fast forward to the when my husband broke up with me, ultimately, I mean, I kind of broke up with him. He just told me that we were never going to get married, as long as, we stay together. And so I just said, okay, and we broke up. And the lesson was in that moment, rather than hanging on to him, I just needed to let him go. And as bad as I wanted that relationship to work out, and as much as I loved him, wanted to hang out with him, I just, I remembered, the lesson from the previous relationship, and that gave me such a gift, that gave me such an opportunity, because I hung on to that old relationship for like 4 years, and it hurt me. And I wasted so much of my life and so much of my time chasing after somebody that didn't want me. And so that was a gift, because it ultimately, I was able to like integrate that and have the wherewithal to say, no, I'm not hanging on to this one. And interestingly enough, within a few months, after completely not pretend letting him go, but actually really letting him go, and saying he's just not the one for me, and doing a lot of manifesting work in my mind to manifest my soulmate, my true soulmate, he came back.
Yeah.
And, so it's really interesting, because if we can learn from our last relationships, or learn from anything, learn in
Yeah,
our
I think
business.
same in other areas as well.
Yeah, then we're
So,
gonna, yeah, take that into our new whatever it is that we're manifesting, and become a better, stronger person, and closer to having what we really, really want.
so if you could give people your 3 top tips on manifesting and attracting in their life, what would those be?
I would say, and this is like literally just coming right from my heart and right off the top of my head, and that is, number one is having a pure, um, dedicated focus on one thing. Stay focused on one thing. Don't like necessarily put the blinders on, to other opportunities that may pop up as a result of being focused on that. But be focused. That's number one. Number two would be consistent. Take some sort of daily consistent action, whether it be, in your manifesting routine every day, that every day you meditate for, 15 minutes. Every day you journal on a page on what you want to manifest, no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, whether you're getting close and you're saying, I don't need to do this anymore, I got it, or whether you feel like it's moving further away from you and you say, this is never going to happen. You got to stay consistent. And so continue to do the things that put you into a high vibration, and have you like really, really feeling that reality coming into existence and getting it yourself into that feeling state. So be consistent with your manifesting routine every day is number two. And then number three would be to let it go, to allow it to happen, to trust, like all encompassing letting go is like really paying attention to your intuition, letting it guide you toward the steps that you need to take in order to bring it to fruition. Because, like you said, there is action involved. You got to buy the lottery ticket if you're going to win the lottery, even just,
Definitely.
that little thing.
Yeah.
But let it go. Let it go. Don't hold on to it so tightly. And to me, this is like probably one of the biggest and hardest things for people to do, especially when you really, 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 really want what you want really bad. You have to just be able to let it go, because by wanting it so badly and holding it and gripping it with all your might, that's basically sending a message
You're
that you don't
you're
trust, that you're
you're
afraid it's not going to
afraid you
happen.
won't get it.
Exactly. And so that's putting that fear out there rather than just coming from like a, easygoing, happy, excited, expectant place of you expect it in a detached way. So detachment would be my third.
Um,
Um,
when a long time ago, a friend, I wasn't into any of this at the time. And she was a friend. She was studying spiritual metaphysics, I think, at the time. And she had me say these affirmations, and they were, I'm attracting whatever it was at the time, um, this into my life, or something better.
or something better.
Because sometimes, we can't even imagine that more that might come to us if
It's
we.
so true. It's so true. Like I could not imagine because I had, I was really committed to wanting to buy um, a certain priced home, a home priced in a certain amount. And and I was so stuck on that I wasn't like really even allowing myself to like look to see what else might be available until July 2020, our landlord approached us and told us we had to, be out by a certain date, by the end of our lease. And we were not thinking we were going to be, and I was really stubborn, really stuck on like, no, I'm not ready to, buy a house yet. And because I couldn't buy a house that was exactly, that in that price range. And wouldn't you know it, I mean, like all the things, all the features, everything that priced home would be are in this house that we ended up buying 2 months after we were told we had to leave. We just figured it out. We figured it out. And well, this house is definitely because real estate has gone up so much since then. This house is it's very much on a trajectory that it will be worth that amount. So, I got to buy it at a discount.
Good. That's a good deal. So
And I
thank
would have never imagined it would have happened that way. I thought I had to buy the house at full price, but I got to buy it at half price. So,
good. So thank you so much for being here today and talking about this.
oh,
I
thank you
know
for
it's
having me.
it's something that a lot of people are interested in and is a helpful tool for, getting that what we all want, basically. We want that.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. It's a lifestyle, it's a belief system. It's really taking ownership over getting what you want ultimately.
so, as we were talking earlier, Victoria, the gift for this episode is Practical Law of Attraction Weekly Manifesting Planner for 2022. And you can get that by going to the radio website, which is soulfireradio.com/gifts. And you sign up there. And then after the launch, you'll be able to go to the gifts link page and get that great planner
Ooh,
and
I'm
all
so
the other gifts.
excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's a great tool. And so I'm really happy to be able to share that with your audience. And once again, I really want to wish you a lot of success with your great book and journal. And thank you so much for making, having me be a part of this, joyful experience for you. And I hope a lot of people buy your book and your planner and make a lot of journal, not
Yeah.
planner. I'm thinking my
Say,
planner.
Similar. So,
Very much.
so to get the book and the journal, you can go to joyfulkate.com, and right now click on the Amazon links, and you can get the book and the journal for 99 cents through the end of today. And the paperback is also available now there. So I am just going to say bye for now. And the next episode is at 1:00 today. My guest will be Alex Montoya. And Alex is going to be telling his resilience story. So be sure to join us for that. Bye. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you so much, Kate. Have a wonderful day and good luck with the rest of this.
Thank you for listening to Soul Fire Wisdom with Kate Olson. We hope you enjoyed the show. If we made you laugh, brightened your day, or sparked a new thought, we have succeeded in our mission. Join us next time when we'll share more secrets and truths and all the magic of transformation that is the journey to Soul Fire Wisdom. Always remember, be fierce in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire.